Hey everybody, welcome back to another Star Wars Squadrons video. Today we're going to be talking about why Star Wars Squadrons, in my opinion, is going to be a game that will last forever. So I'm going to give you my top 5 reasons why I think that Star Wars Squadrons will last. Before we get started with the video though, I want to say a huge thank you for everyone who has watched the past video, and if you haven't watched that yet, please do so. Because this is a new channel right now, every subscriber, every like, every comment really counts to make this channel grow, and I really want to grow this with you, so please help me out and subscribe to my channel, like, and give a comment. Alright, so let's get started, folks. Reason number 1. This is a true Star Wars experience game. So many fans have been craving for this game. Star Wars spans so many generations, and fans have truly always wondered how it would be like to be in a ship, flying around, spinning, doing tricks, and blasting away TIE fighters just like Luke Skywalker and Han Solo. Unlike previous Star Wars games such as the OG Battlefront in 2008, where you are controlling a ship or a character in third person, you are controlling the ship in first person. Now this is a huge step towards what a true Star Wars experience is going to look like. You are going to be in the cockpit, having a whole view of space around you. Imagine being in the shoes of your favorite childhood heroes, blasting at rebel scum or bucketheads, and understanding all those Star Wars references, such as flying through Beggar's Canyon, doing a Kessel Run in 12 parsecs, or having a bad feeling about it while being blown up by an ion torpedo. Now, there's a subreddit page that is on Squadrons right now, and you can feel free to join this page. I have joined myself, and we have about 10,000, almost 11,000 community members. And right now, everyone is just hyped up for this game. I cannot believe how much people are just posting every single day about how this game is going to be. And I really think that this game is going to be a world on its own. Now look at this rotating chair with a joystick. Someone has actually spent some money into developing or buying this rotary chair with the swivel toggle there. You have a lot of other people sharing their setup with just a simple VR setup with a controller. Every single day, everyone's trying to get hyped up for this game, and this is a true Star Wars experience, right? They want to make this as real as they can, as real as possible. You have so many people just amped up for this game. There are people right now just getting costumes ready just because they're so hyped up for the game, right? Look at this Imperial helmet with a VR headset attached. You have another Rebel outfit here with a VR attachment. People are debating whether you should use a mouse, you should use a toggle, you should use a controller. And this is really great to see. Even before the game has been released, you have a community that is loving Star Wars, and they're discussing the best ways and the best strategies in order to play the game effectively. And look at this, people are literally building cockpits in their living room just so they can have a more real experience with flying a spaceship in Star Wars. This has never been done before, and I'm super excited to see how the game is going to be. Reason number 2, a new focus. Last year, EA saw the success of Jedi Fallen Order. Players could play as a character named Cal Kestis, a trained Jedi Padawan that hides his Jedi powers as he grows up in a Star Wars universe shortly after the events of Order 66 from the Revenge of the Sith. This game grew in massive popularity since its release in November 2019 and has sold over 10 million copies across the various gaming platforms. This shows that the Star Wars community is ready for a highly contextualized game that does not particularly have to focus around the Star Wars main characters, but can be branched out to encapsulate the stories and viewpoints of any character within the Star Wars universe, while tying in aspects that were not necessarily deemed as canon Star Wars. I personally played this game and loved every second of it. The storyline was fantastic and further explained how the experiences of Jedi after Order 66 varied so much by Jedi either turning to the dark side and becoming an Inquisitor, or go into hiding until the right time is called for. Furthermore, EA has recently announced that they have stopped putting updates on their premier Star Wars flagship game of Battlefront 2. As a reminder, this game started out in November 2017, and at first it was a predatory, money-grabbing game, as it included the player to not only buy the game, but encourage players to drop hundreds of dollars to expedite their progress immensely within the game. However, Over time, once they finally fixed that initial PR nightmare, they grew a loyal fan base and reworked the game to ensure Battlefront was successful. Personally, I heard of all the monetization that this game offered, and I did not step anywhere near this game because of that sole fact. Even though I played the OG Battlefront back in 2008, and there was a new Battlefront, Battlefront 1 that came out, and then Battlefront 2 came out, I was super excited for this, seeing all those trailers, being in that Star Wars universe. I didn't want to put my money and effort into a game because of that monetization standpoint that they took from the very beginning. Now, after 25 successful free updates, Battlefront 2 has now decided to close its doors on its updates. They have stopped putting updates into this game, and now we're going to see how EA is going to transition into the next steps of what this company is going to stand for. Additionally, monetization is also currently happening in a Star Wars mobile game called Galaxy of Heroes, a turn-based character collection game where players would need to spend hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to expedite their process to even be remotely competitive. To give you rough numbers, this mobile game has grossed over $1 billion since its release in 2015. Even though that is great for the company, fans are eager to begin a new journey in which skill, rather than money, can be the true deciding factor in which to climb the competitive scene. There are so many content creators on YouTube, such as Urza, Mobile Gamer, and even the general player are completely fed up with the lack of content and the increasing demand for dishing out thousands of dollars to remain competitive and relevant. EA has announced straight off the bat that they're not going to take this monetization standpoint with Star Wars Squadrons like they did with Star Wars Battlefront and like they did with Galaxy of Heroes. I believe that this is a huge step in the right direction to find a Star Wars game that can appeal to a variety of people without grabbing at their pockets at every turn. Just like Jedi Fallen Order, on how the events turned out after Order 66, they are offering a unique timeline after the Battle of Endor in Return of the Jedi so that the Star Wars fans can understand different perspectives within the Star Wars universe. Reason number 3. Flexibility to add new content. Looking at the Star Wars canon timeline, this game is set right after Episode 6's Battle of Endor, where the Empire has fallen, and towards the rise of the First Order during Episode 7 in the new trilogy. During all of this, the Mandalorian Disney series is happening. They have Season 2 coming out at the end of October 2020, and they will have a new sequence of events to work with and base their content off of. New maps and story modes can be added to fill in the Star Wars timeline and questions the fans have been eager to have answers. Questions such as, how did the First Order rise to power so quickly after the Death Star 2 was destroyed? What happened to our heroes after the Rebels TV series? Such as, what happened to Ezra Bridger? What happened to Hera Syndulla? They even teased this, as you can see Hera Syndulla, one of the main characters within the Star Wars TV series, is shown briefly in the trailer video for Squadrons. And one of the more pressing matters, the Battle of Jakku. Now, what is the Battle of Jakku? The Battle of Jakku, taken from StarWarsFandom.com, was a large-scale military engagement in the Galactic Civil War that took place in the year 5 ABY. Only a year and 4 days after the Battle of Endor. So the ability for Star Wars Squadrons to expand on the Star Wars timeline and adding things like the Mandalorian, the Battle of Jakku, what happened to the Star Wars Rebel characters, I believe that if they expanded onto the storyline, they can explore the storyline and the game within their story mode option of Star Wars Squadrons. Reason number 4. This is a stepping stone into the esports world. With the growing trend of esports games, we have multiple games hosting global tournaments such as Fortnite World Cup, League of Legends World Championship, Overwatch World Cup, Counter-Strike Championships, Rocket League Championships, and so much more. And with the highly anticipated esports being demonstrated in Paris 2024 Summer Olympics, there is no doubt that esports is making its mark and towards the future. It becomes obvious for gaming companies such as EA to develop games that can highly appeal to the competitive gaming scene. Esports games needs 3 things in my opinion to become successful. Number 1, community support. You need the support of the players, and Star Wars has a huge fandom that can support this game indefinitely. Star Wars is timeless, and the way that the movie series is embedded in our culture today is unquestionable. It just makes sense for the fans to push this game into the esports domain because of the unrelenting support that this IP has. Number 2, competitive teamwork. Squadrons being a 5v5 game appeals to the competitive side as it requires players to practice to hone their flying and targeting skills. Not only do players need to be good at the game, players need to depend on one another to help win against the other enemy 5-player squad. Games such as Overwatch, League of Legends, and PUBG rely on teammates to help them obtain objectives such as towers and checkpoints. The way Squadrons has shown their fleet battles and dogfights is in the same aspect. Teamwork is required to destroy the frigate ships and eventually the capital ship. Number 3, skill requirement. There is no doubt, with all the footage coming out from EA Game Changers, that Squadrons requires an immense amount of skill to really be good at the game, due to the fact that you need to have excellent power management to divert powers to either your shields, lasers, or thrusters to take down or defend against enemy players. You also need to accurately fly your ship to avoid getting blown up. And last, coordinated attacks by grouping up with your attack, support, and tank ships by communicating with your teammates. All these different components will create players that are highly skillful and will want a ranking tier system where they can be matched up with players of their caliber to improve and hone their skills. If Star Wars Squadrons does release this ranked system in their initial launch on October 2nd or later down the line, you can bet that players will be eager to climb the ELO ladder. Reason number 5, the Star Wars community. You have a huge community that wants this franchise to succeed. Star Wars and what George Lucas has created is about the story of hope. Players are hopeful of a better future for Star Wars. Despite all the controversy with the leadership styles of how the sequel trilogy turned out and the way certain Star Wars games are handled, you have the biggest supporters and just want the story of Star Wars to continue well into the future. Just like the way the Mandalorian TV series gave hope to a better Star Wars future, Star Wars Squadrons is offering us that hope for the gaming community. I am personally hoping for the best for this game, and I want you guys to join me, and this is the reasons why I believe Star Wars Squadrons will last into the future. I think I've been talking for a while. I'm going to wrap up this video. Please click like, please click subscribe, please help this channel grow. Join me as we journey to a galaxy far, far away. Thanks.